Hi everybody, Brent Schlenker. The last week of January in Phoenix, Arizona, the Training, Learning, and Development community held a conference. We called it TLDC18. It was fantastic. I just want to share with you just a little bit about what happened and what we did. We held TLDC18 in the Galvanized Learning Community facility. It's a fantastic location in the heart of downtown Phoenix. The facility was unique and we all had a fantastic time. It was so much fun being the host. You know, one of our first keynotes was a local CEO from a company called Picmonic. He taught us a lot about the brain and mnemonics and how it all works.
So what are we talking about here? Well, phonetic mnemonics. Let's go ahead and look at this crazy disease. This is real, by the way. So Niemann-Pick disease, you have a man with a pick in his knee. Niemann-Pick, man with a pick in his knee. And Niemann-Pick disease, well, what do you get? You'll see these cherry red spots on the macula. So just remember the cherry red eyes. Or it's an autosomal recessive disease. So he's holding up this Reese's recessive chocolate. And you see foam cells on histology exam. And he's got this foam coming out of his mouth, right? A little grotesque. Remember von Restorff effect? The things that are different we remember better. And then lastly, sphingomyelinase. What is sphingomyelinase? Well, it's a sphinx on my leg. Phonetic representation of a silly word that ultimately, when I say sphingomyelinase, you don't think of a picturable equivalent. If I say dog, you think of a dog. If I say sphingomyelinase, you're like, what? What's that? Right? So sphingomyelinase, using phonetic mnemonic representations of characters in order to remember the sphinx on my leg. All right, so now Niemann-Pick disease, he's got cherry red eyes, he's holding that Reese's chocolate, he's got foam coming out of his mouth, and he's got a sphinx up in his leg. Well, that's weird. In a couple of days, you guys are going to be like taking a shower, and you're going to be thinking about this image, and you're like, all right, that's weird. But you're going to remember it. It's very powerful.
And yes, we love weird, and weird is good, and we love that it's good for learning. That's why we loved having him be one of our presenters. We also loved the always wonderful iSocial fans who hung out with us and brought some brand new data.
The other part about this that's really interesting is that of that 3.196 billion, 2.9 billion of those are active via their mobile device. And so when I talk about mobile device having, a massive impact on everything we do in business, how we consume content, our personal lives, how we take pictures, it's never been more true than seeing stats like this. One of the things that I think that we have to think about when I say press the damn button is that the only way you figure out if you're good at video is if you press the button. The only way that you can grow and teach yourself is if you press the button. If you use all of your excuses and you start saying, well, I don't know if it's good for me, or I need perfect lighting, or the sound's not right, you will never push the button. But even more so than that, you have to start thinking, well, how does my consumer, how does my student, how does the people that I'm trying to reach, where are they? What kind of devices are they doing? What kind of other distractions do they have? And then how do I get that information to them where they want to consume it? And how they want to consume it. And we'll kind of talk about that a little bit more.
Brian Fanzo taught everybody that they should push the button. Matt Pierce was there from TechSmith to actually show everybody and to motivate them to push the button. And you know what? Some actually did.
At TLD16, I met the person I'm working for now, and I met my mentor. And at this TLDC, I've met a couple more people who probably will be part of my future. That's what TLDC is about for me.
So I thought I should share that I'm feeling more comfortable reaching out to the TLDC community for help and mentorship. And I've also had a chance to connect with local Arizona TLDC community so that we can start working together maybe.
Those videos are fantastic because they're the beginnings of stories. Storytelling is so important in our industry, and nobody knows that better than one of the greatest businessmen of all time, Steve Jobs. But since we can't have him at TLDC 18, we had the next best thing. Ann Wolf is a seasoned marketing professional and was lucky enough to spend some of her formative career years working with Steve Jobs directly on the Think Different campaign. She had some fantastic stories to share with us and also shared with us how important that storytelling is to us and the work that we do within the organizations we work for.
So a huge story. So these stories are important. They're not frivolous. They're not just marketing fluff. They make an impact. But it only makes an impact if you can share that story broadly, externally, and internally. And that's where a lot of you come in. The internal communication about how your employees talk about you when you're not in the room is just as important as how your external customers talk about you when you're not in the room. So change.
And if you want to see more from TLDC 18, head on over to tldc.us and become a member. It's not that hard to do. We also meet every morning, well, afternoon for the UK, 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Eastern time, and 4 p.m. UK time on what we call TLD Cast. Check out the website to find out more about it. We had a great time at TLDC 18. We learned a lot. And we made a lot of new friends. I hope you'll join us. I hope you'll connect with the community and be a part of TLDC in the coming years. Thanks a lot for having me back. I look forward to seeing you all next month.